House of Ramirez podcast proudly introduces the exclusive interview with Michael from 112. Tune in.
All right, cool. So, hey guys, this is House of Ramirez, and here with me I have Michael. Michael, for a lot of guys and young ladies that are, coming into the music realm, are young people. If they don't know you and they're unfamiliar with you, can you give us an elevator pitch as to who you are, where you from?
Absolutely. I am Michael Keith. I am one half member of the Grammy Award-winning R&B group, 112. So that is who I am. I'm Atlanta born and raised, and I'm just happy to be here.
I know that's right. So thank you so much for being here with us, Michael. I understand you have a busy schedule. We're going to get into what's going on Friday, which is very interesting, very exciting. My next question to you is, what has been your inspiration behind starting your own business, your own brand, and getting into the field that you're in?
What was my motivation? Honestly, there was nothing else going on in my life at that point. Coming up from the area in which we came from in Atlanta, you had few choices. You either played ball or you sold drugs to quote unquote get out. But for
Yeah.
us, the gift, we had the gift of song, and we took a chance. It was like screw it, why not? Like try and see what happens. And we knew that we had the requisite skills to really do something in the music industry if we got with the right people, and we felt like we did, and we felt like we accomplished some of those goals we accomplished. And I'm better off for it, because I did not want to go and I do something that I didn't want to do. I'm not from the streets or anything like that. I damn sure didn't play ball like that. So, I just, so I wanted to do what came naturally, and that was music.
I know that's right. And I wasn't born here in Atlanta, but I was raised here in Atlanta. I was born in Texas. And
Okay.
I've seen all different spectrums of Atlanta, and we have it in any state, but here in Atlanta, that's really how it is. You either play ball or you make a way, you find a way. And
Absolutely.
music is actually an outlet. It's a very interesting outlet where people get to use their mind, get to use their talent. When you have talent and you push that talent, that
Mhm.
gets you far, especially here in Atlanta. Atlanta is the mecca of music. If a
Absolutely.
lot of people don't understand, but Atlanta is the mecca of music. And if you have a talent of music, you go ahead, push it. Here, Atlanta, it's where it's at.
Absolutely. Atlanta's the mecca for a lot of things, but in particular music. And we came up in a time in the early '90s where there was, it was a music scene, but we weren't respected as a
Hmm.
New York or a California. So to see where it's come from to where it is now, it's just really it's refreshing to see, and I'm glad that I'm a part of it.
I know that's right. It's a movement, it's part of history. And based off of what you said too, back in the day, it wasn't as respected as it is now. Back in the day, you and many other artists had to like really hustle to get your music popping and push it. And then it got to the point where y'all started popping, people started hitting the wave, but
Mhm.
they weren't there when you were pushing your hustle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing to see you now where you're at, and it's
Thank you.
commendable.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we came from a time where there was no real music scene. You know what I mean? It's like you just how we got on is like we would catch the 55, and that's the Marta bus.
You ain't got to tell me, Michael. You ain't got to tell me.
This for your audience who may not, I know you know what it means, but
Oh.
and then
Hmm.
we got an acronym for Marta as well. It's moving Africans rapidly through Atlanta. So that's what that.
Better know it.
But yeah, we used to catch that 55 to downtown to underground, and we would just sit down there all day and just sing, hoping that we knew somebody that knew somebody
Yep.
that knew somebody in the music industry. That's how we got on. It wasn't, like it is today with the advent of social media, where you can just pretty much connect with any and everybody anywhere.
Hmm.
That wasn't the case back then. We actually just we went out there and just sung, and we were just hoping that somebody knew somebody. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
to see where it is now, where kids have the opportunity to express themselves, fully through social media and things of that nature. It's really come a long way, and I'm happy for it.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm happy for it too. But just the fact that you had to experience that journey, just like many other artists back in the day, it's like, with the opportunity that we have now at fingers reach, for social media to reach anybody, it becomes so much more easy to come a major artist or whatever avenue you take in life,
Mm-hmm.
than the artists back in the day that actually put in that work. They didn't know. They
Hmm.
didn't know if they were gonna make it, if they were gonna pop. So they had to go ahead and take that chance and make it
Absolutely.
a daily hustle. That is your
Absolutely.
hustle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
yeah, we and Slim and I, we laugh about it all the time, but 'cause we hear these stories about how these kids is just getting on, and not saying that they're not putting in work, because I do believe that they are putting in work. However, the amount of work that we put in to get to where we are is night and day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
So
not the same.
yeah, man. So when I hear these kids talk about, man, I've been in the studio 4 hours, bro, I'm tired. I said, 4 hours? We just getting warmed up for 4 hours back in the day. Like,
Right.
spend 18 in the studio, and then you
Hmm.
come holler at me, man. So, but yeah, I mean, but that it's evolution. It's technology. It's evolution. It's the way of the world. So you can't really be mad at it. It's evolution.
Yeah, you really can't. You
Hmm.
gotta take life with its changes, and change is inevitable. So, you
Yes,
know,
yes, it
but
is.
it's an honor, just
Yes,
to
it is.
be talking to you. It's pretty dope.
Um,
Okay, so let me ask you, who have been some of your inspirations on your journey? Are there any mentors or any inspirations that you look up to? Any people you look up to?
Absolutely. I drew inspiration from a lot of things, and the funny thing is, majority of them isn't even music related. I grew inspiration from, well, I drew inspiration from my mother and her strength, and her being, not a father figure. I don't want to disrespect my father like that, but she was there a lot. You know what I mean, for me. So
Hmm.
um, my grandmother, she definitely was an inspiration to me as well. But musically, we're talking about, a lot of gospel artists, the Commission, Take Six. Those are the artists where our sound came from. And
Yeah.
Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, Kurt Cobain. I love me some Nirvana. Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. It was just, I grew up in that. One of the homies used to be in the group, introduced me to rock, and from that point on, like, my whole world expanded. To where
Hmm.
I just drew inspiration. I love the freedom that rock it portrays. You know what I mean? Like, of course,
Hmm.
we know that there's other stories and things of that nature as well behind the scenes. But as far as music sonically, the freedom that rock artists have versus R&B, where you're just in a box. You know what I mean? And because I'm
Yeah.
black, I'm automatically sing R&B music, but my heart has
Yeah.
always been, in rock music as well. So it's funny. Black dude that likes rock music and sings like a preacher. It's the craziest thing, man. But I'm full of contradictions. But
Hey.
yeah, man. And I had a teacher. She, rest in peace. She's gone now, but her name is, and this is the funny thing, her name was Mildred Fawcett. So you knew she was meant to be a music teacher. And
Hmm.
she went she stayed on me like I was her son or something like that, man. And that was back in the day when you could, you know, get on a child and be hard on them and
Right.
show them that a little hard work can go a long ways. And she introduced me into operatic singing, and taught me. She was a professional operatic singer, and she taught me for 4 years, from 9th to 12th grade, operatic music and stuff. So I used to know how to sing in Italian and stuff. So it was
Yeah.
yeah. So she was very inspirational for me, because she actually gave a damn. When everybody else was
Hmm.
just letting me do whatever I wanted to do, she actually said, no, you can actually do better. And
Hmm.
of course, there was some hesitation and reluctance at first, but once we got past that, she was like one of the best things that ever happened to me musically.
I know that's right.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's like that. You have your family. It's all not always people have their family supporting them with what they got going on, but
Mhm.
most times, when you're popping, when you out there taking the time to make this your job because this is your love of your life, this is what's gonna bring the money home, and you love, music, and your
Mhm.
family supporting you, more than likely you're gonna succeed more than others. And not saying, if it's for everybody, when you got your family having your back, and not always will you have your family supporting you, but when you do, it takes certain individuals that are like mothers, like fathers, that are not your parents, that are there mentoring you. And
Right.
those are the inspirations that actually shift who you are in your journey. For
Absolutely.
example, your music teacher, you said that she came into your life at the right time, and she
Mhm.
coached you,
Mhm.
and taught you a lot of things. And I can see greatness in you and everything that you've been doing, and that actually reflects on the good mentorship, the good inspiration that you've had from your family and also from your teacher.
Yeah,
And
thank
a lot of young folk, a lot of kids nowadays, they take for granted the people that they have around them,
you.
whether
Mhm.
it's 10, 15, 20 years older than them, or maybe older.
Mhm.
And the younger kids, they take for granted the people that we have around us, and those people are actually good people. If they're good mentors, they're going to go
Mhm.
ahead and guide you in the right direction. It might not be how you want to be guided, but that
Absolutely.
guidance is going to take you a long way, and we have to be able to accept that as gems. That's going to take you
Absolutely.
a long way in life. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% agree. I did at first, like I said, I bucked on it. You know what I mean? These people don't know me.
yeah, you would.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I
Mhm.
would. So, I bucked on it at first, man, but she convinced me that, what she had to teach me was better for me or whatever. She was looking for a protege. She was looking for somebody to, instill this wisdom that she had, into somebody else or whatever. And she deemed me, and I feel honored for that.
Yeah, and it's those very special few people that have that talent,
Hmm.
that actually want to pour that knowledge into someone.
Hmm.
And when you're chosen, you can't fight it. That's God. You can't fight that. You just can't.
You're absolutely right. As a teenager, I was rebellious as all get out. But then once I realized that this woman was really trying to help me, she couldn't get rid of me at that point.
I know that's right.
Yeah. I thought her mom
Stuck.
was so bad, like, but we loved each other. We loved each other. She was like my schoolhouse mama. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
she always have a special place in my heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Rest its soul.
Hmm.
All right. So let's go ahead and ask you the next question. What has the journey been like in getting to where you're getting? We kind of briefly talk on that. You had mentioned, you had to work through what you were going through, like hop on a bus, which we've all done it. Marta shouted over here. I got my breeze card. It's no joke. But we kind of touched on it. You had mentioned that, like, what was your journey like from, like, walk us through the day that you would regularly go to underground, which, mind you, underground is nothing like it was before, and that's even me at 15. That was nothing like it was before. That shit was popping,
Right, right,
so,
right.
so walk us through a day as to, what was your journey like?
The journey was initially trying to find like-minded people, that understood and loved music as much as I did, and wanted to expand their musical vocabulary. So once I found that, it was a matter of, okay, how do we get people to notice us? So it was, like I said, it wasn't any social media and things of this nature. This is around 1991, 92. You know what I mean? So I was 14 at the time, and we were just really trying to figure out how in the hell do we get people to notice us. So what we started doing was practicing, practicing, practice. We practiced for about a year before we actually started gigging, right? And it was just finding these songs and just understanding what it's going to take in order to be. someone to listen to us and stuff. So after about a year of practicing, and we finally started doing talent shows. And I don't know if you remember, this might be a little bit before your time, but there was something called a Sharon Showcase.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, Sharon Showcase is where all the artists in Atlanta came when they when it was time to do a performance or a showcase. So everybody knew that that was the place to go if you want to be seen, by anybody. And then the industry started taking notice of that too, because around that time, that's when LaFace got formed, and Rowdy Records got formed, and so a lot of A&R, for a lot of people, started scouting and searching for talent and things of that nature. So everybody knew that that was a place that you wanted to be in order to be seen by some executives from a label or whatever. So we, at this point, before we did the Sharon Showcase performance, we had done like a year's worth of talent shows around Atlanta. We were going to like Columbia High. We went to um, Southwest. We went to, anywhere that Westlake. We went anywhere that were doing talent shows. We would go in and we would, as far as either we win overall or we win the male singing category. You know what I'm saying? We always won. Like we never came in second place. Either we won first place or we were the overall, people that won or whatever. So that's just really how that got started. And we went to this one talent show at Westlake High, and we met our future managers at the time. And they introduced us to Puff, and no, actually, I'm sorry, rewind. They introduced us to Dallas Austin, and from there, that's where we met Puff, because we were actually in Dallas Austin's camp. We were actually supposed to be signed to Rowdy Records, right along with Monica and Illegal, and it was just a host of other artists that he had as well. But Puff came in and said, "Look, what are you doing with them four boys right there?" And he was like, "Yo, like, they've been working here. I plan on signing them, but it's gonna be like next year." Puff was like, "Yo, he wants to sign y'all next year. I want to sign y'all right now. What's happening?" And we were like, "Bet, we going we going with you to New York." You
No
know,
brainer. I
yeah.
mean, we out here doing our thing. Who yes.
And he had us say, "Yo, I want to guess." You know what I'm saying? Like that. But he couldn't even get the sentence out before we said yes. So that was, and it was hard too. It was hard because we love Dallas, and we felt loyal to him because we had been in his studio. We had been utilizing his equipment. We had conversations with this dude, and we knew him versus knowing Puff. Like at the time, we thought Puff was like a model for Carl Kanai or something like that. That's the only time I had seen. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know what Bad Boy was or nothing like that, but we felt his energy, and that he was in Atlanta directing Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music for Outkast. He was, a lot
Oh
of people don't
wow.
realize that. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that he actually directed it. And
Wow.
so yeah, so when he came down, he was just in the Atlanta scene. It was like, man, there's way too much talent down here, for me not to bring something back to New York or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, so he saw us, and we actually performed in front of 112 for him, and that was where we got the name as well. So it was just crazy. It was a crazy ride, but it was. And once we got to New York, it was a whole different story, like a whole new journey too. It's like we had to learn how to live in New York, and
Oh,
you catch a martyr down here. Now we had to catch that N and that R up top, and had to learn, how that hustle mentality. But I think what I think it was great for us because it gave us the work ethic to always work hard, and because New York, they don't play around. Like they don't sleep, they don't play around. If you sitting down somewhere, somebody else is standing up walking past your ass,
mm,
they want to get some bread while you walking, they running. And
mm.
that was a mentality that we had to take with everything that we done, and that was also, you know what, I'm gonna say Puff. I'm gonna add Puff as an inspiration as well too, as a mentor and inspiration, some inspiration as well too. So because dude, even though his methods weren't ideal, you know,
Hey.
in certain areas and stuff. Like overall, we learned valuable lessons by just being around this dude and just seeing that this man does not sleep. He does not sleep. Works hard. and he deserves everything that he got right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much was the journey. Like of course, I paraphrased and cut it up a little bit, man. But honestly,
Of
that's
course.
that's the bulk of the
That's
that's the
beautiful
bulk of the
though.
journey. You
That's beautiful. And then, just not talking bad about anybody. It's just life. You see an opportunity, you take it. And if somebody's sleeping on you, regardless if we're cool or not, you're going to go with the best option that's not sleeping on you. And that's just
Absolutely.
how life is. A lot of people don't get that. They're loyal to something and then you miss out on an opportunity
Mhm.
when you have to always, look out for others, but you can't look out for others if you're not looking out for yourself first. So
Absolutely.
you have to do what's
Absolutely.
right for you, and other people are just gonna have to go with the flow or deal with it.
Absolutely. And we spoke to Dallas a couple of years after we left, and he understood. He understood where we were coming from because we wanted to work right then and there. We wanted, we couldn't wait on another man to tell us, he was ready to sign us and work with us and things of this nature, man. But it was kind of weird in around that time. But like you said, like I said, a couple of years after the fact, we sat down and had a conversation with him. He was cool. He was cool. He understood.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the type of relationships that go a long way. A lot of people don't get that either. You have to make sure that you don't burn your bridges. The fact that y'all were grown enough, even though y'all were young, y'all were grown enough to have that man to
Mhm.
man talk, and sit down and talk about what happened. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't even get that far. So that's commendable.
Absolutely. Thank you. Because I believe in man talk. I believe in, grown man business, even at a young age is something to be said about, having the cojones to stand up to somebody and say,
Oh,
look,
no, you did it.
yes, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Oh.
But yeah, no, it was cool. Dallas is still cool. He's still one of my favorite people, and he's an incredible artist and incredible producer and businessman, and he was cool. He just had so much going on at the time. Like TLC, he
Mhm.
was working on Madonna at the time, and it was just he had so much going on, and we understood it. It was like, all right, we're pimping. You got yours. We're gonna go get ours.
Right. Deuces. Love you.
Yeah, peace,
Too
honey.
funny. But
Yeah.
hey, that's life.
hmm
Um, all right, so let me ask you, what are some of the pros and cons that you have experienced in your business?
Some of the pros, I get to travel. I get to meet different people. I get to do what I love to do. Um, I get to make money off of it. You know, it has afforded me other opportunities, but to become a better businessman. Um, I've I've learned so much by being in the music industry. I've learned how to be a businessman, how to be a better person, how to be more communicative, how to speak properly, and how to adjust and adapt to any and all scenarios. Like people tell me all day, every day, like I've never met a stranger. And so 'cause I'm just able to adapt. For some reason, I'm able, like, it's something about a person, like if you're from Afghanistan, I know enough about it to have you like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? And have that is one of the things that I pride myself on is my ability to adapt. And I take the time out to learn, when we go to different countries, how to say hello, how to say goodbye, how to say, you know, um, just try my best to learn the language. And of course, they know I don't know the language, but they know that I
Right,
gave a damn enough to say,
right.
you know what, he took out the time to try to learn something, man. And that shows respect, and that's really big for a lot of people. So
Hmm.
it's all about respect. It's all about respect, and that's one of the main pros that I learned. Cons, there aren't too many cons other than the fact that it's a shady business, and if you're not careful, then you can get exploited. From said people who are well versed in shitting on people, and
Hmm.
so that can definitely be a con. I would say personally, a con is the fact that I've missed out on a lot as far as my family goes. Like I miss birthdays, I miss funerals, I miss it's a lot of personal things that I missed. My kids, I missed a lot of my older kids, I missed a lot of their development and growing up and stuff. So, and as they got older, we were able to have, more of a, man to man kind of relationship. You're still father son, but it's more like, I talk to my son now like a man. He's actually in the Navy now. He
Oh,
just,
wow.
yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let him know. But he just got sent off last week. So, of course,
Mm.
the old man was, I was a little Carl Thomas. I was a little emotional, you know.
Oh.
But,
Hey, that's normal, that's your
yeah,
baby.
yeah, that's my
Mhm.
baby. Just to see, I got pictures of him holding him, and now he's a man. You know what I mean? And so it was just it's just amazing. And life is so fleeting, and you have to, just take everything in and just live life and just be appreciative of the fact that you can see your children grow up, and and they have children, and things of this nature move forward, stuff like that, man. So but yeah, that those are like pretty much the cons that that I faced. And that I don't even look at long nights in the studio as a con, or not coming home for, I actually get weirded out when I'm in Atlanta, as versus being,
Really?
yeah, versus being on the road, because I'm used to being on the road all the time. So when I come home, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, take out the trash. What is that? You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
gonna be a show somewhere, man. So I get up out of here. But yeah, those are, I really didn't have a whole lot of comments. Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. The positive in the fact that you were able to, express that traveling is not a bad thing. A lot of people think, oh, traveling, how am I going to function? How am I going to adjust? Well, you'll adjust. That's part of life. You'll adapt. And having the opportunity to travel here and there, that expands your mind, that expands your belief, as well as your niche, whatever that may be. Like right now, we're talking about music. That definitely expands your music, the
Absolutely.
culture.
Absolutely.
Um, the cons, which is not really a con, but in a slight sense, yes. That comes with it. When you're an entrepreneur, when you're a business person, you have to understand. Your family will then understand that
Mhm.
you have to take time away so you can make this pop. And if I need this time, you're gonna have to respect that. And yeah, I'm gonna miss out on this, but you gonna thank me later.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and like you said, it's not a con to be up in the studio day and night, making sure that something sounds appropriate, making sure that everything's legit, how it
Mhm.
needs to be ready for radio, for a banger. Like, you don't want chopped up stuff hitting on the radio. You're going to make
Absolutely.
sure that you dedicate that time. So it's not really a con. You put in that time, and that's just the flip
Absolutely.
side of it.
Absolutely. Because the alternative is you can be sitting your ass down at home, not doing anything in your mama basement, trying to figure out what your next move is. So,
Right.
if I had the choice between the two, I'm going to always side with, working hard.
Right. And a lot of artists coming up, they don't even have the luxury of being in a studio. So the fact that you were even in a studio, that's even a big plus.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm. All right. So my next question to you is, what advice would you give those that are aspiring to do what you do and get into the industry that you're in? And you kind of touched on that. You said, just be cautious because there are people out there who are not there to help you. They're there to hurt
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
But what's some pieces of advice that you can give young ones that are actually coming into the industry?
Great question. I would say, like I always say to the up and coming kids that are coming in, have a bend but don't break mentality when it comes to negotiating with said label, or whomever it is that you're working with, in order to get to where you got to go. And what I mean by that is, be firm in your foundation, be firm in what you stand for, and things of this nature. However, the music business is you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the ability to work with a label, you're going to get got. That's first and foremost. The label in the industry is designed for people to come in and basically get the short end of the stick. It's only once you've quote unquote proven yourself and made noise and sold records that you can actually go back in and negotiate, which is what I I try to explain to the young people coming in, because of course this generation is all about, I need it now, give it to me now, you know, yada 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 yada. I want all of it right now, and the world does not work like that. You know, it's negotiating. It is it's who you know and who that person knows. It's about relationships. It's more about relationships and who you know in the industry than it is your actual talent. You know, 'cause we can find talent all day long, but are you willing to work with us? Are you willing to take less money in the beginning, and then so you can re-up? You know, so we can put more money into you. You know, into your project, and then you re-up later on somewhere down the line. And if you're not willing to do that, and you're just, you know, just stoic on your beliefs and like in everything, and it's got your arms folded, and no, I want it like this, and if I don't have it like this, then I don't want to do it. Then you're gonna be sitting at home. You're gonna be sitting at home. So I would say to the young people, like, don't just bend over and take everything. You know what I mean? But that's where your team, that you that's where you put your team in place, people you trust that understand the nuances of being in the music industry and know what the hell they're doing, and trust in that they have your best interests at heart. But still, even with your people taking care of things on your behalf, you still need to be checking them and making sure that they are doing everything that, you know, they're supposed to do. So it's a never-ending process. But overall, you have to have a team of people that you know, that you feel like you know and you trust, that have your best interests at heart. And then sometimes that may initially that may be the move, right? But some people are in your life for a season, and you know, once that happens and you realize, okay, this person ain't working out like they used to, it's time to get rid of them, put somebody else in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's you know, it's about you evolving and you moving forward. And if those people around you are not moving forward and not evolving, then you got to get rid of them. You got to get up out of there. You know what I mean? So but definitely have a bend but don't break mentality. Like, don't sell your entire soul for this thing, man. But you know, just be able to negotiate, navigate through, and work with, you know, these people that you're working with, because the eventuality of it is, you have two choices. You can either work with these people and work your way through your contract situation and get to a point where you can renegotiate, where you can re-up, renegotiate with these people, or you don't do it and you sit at home and then not, you know, live out your dream. So, or potentially live out your dream. So, you know, you got the red and the blue pill.
Right, right. And you know, growth is important, and you can't do that without a team. So the right team next to you is detrimental to your success.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I take that. You know, as a young entrepreneur, I understand that you have to be able to think outside the box based off of how you were raised. Is not the only way of life, especially if you're trying to hit other levels. You have to be comfortable with doing certain things differently that's going to get you there, but don't completely change who you are. Still be true to yourself, but just make sure that you're open-minded to take it to the next level. So
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Where can people follow you, Michael? And just give us all your social media handles, and
Mm-hmm.
let me know if you have a website.
No, absolutely. We have several. So be prepared. We have several. You can follow us on the official 112 on Instagram, and also 112 Rebirth TV on YouTube. You guys would help us out tremendously if you like and subscribe to the 112 Rebirth TV on YouTube. You know, that's how a lot of people, that's another source of income, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of people and stuff, man. So the more people that we have subscribed to the page, the better it helps out for us. And that's where you get all our videos, you know, the new videos that we have coming out. The videos that are out right now already. You get the webisodes from us, you get the documentaries, you get the behind the scenes footage, and you know, just a load of things that, you know, if you wanted to know about 112, that's where you would go. Also, we do have 112forever.com, and that is where we sell our merchandise. Like, for example, these masks that we have now. We have
Oh,
112
I like
masks.
them.
Yeah,
I
we
like
have.
those.
Yeah, man, it's they
Let me
dope.
see
And
them real quick. Let me see them again.
okay, hold
Oh, I like them.
on. Yeah,
Put
man.
it up a little. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
That's
also,
fine.
it, it also also has a filter in there as well too. So
Mm.
it really helps out, you know, as far as it's not just a mask, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it actually has functionality. We
I
have
like
t-shirts. Yeah, we have t-shirts there as well. We have the gator, the neck gators as well. So the ones that fit the neck and the face as well. So yeah, that's on 112forever.com where they can purchase, where you can purchase the merchandise as well. But yeah, and my personal page is Michael Keith of 112 on Instagram. So those are the places where you can find me. I'll be in one of those.
Okay, well, y'all already heard. Y'all already know what's up. Y'all need to go ahead and follow, tune
Follow,
in, you know.
yeah.
And shout out to that face mask. You know, right now it's not like a huge mandatory thing here in Georgia, but it's
Mhm.
something that you need to take precaution because you don't know who you're walking around. You don't know what you're walking into. You need to protect yourself and protect others. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
I am
support
actually
and
recovering from
protect.
COVID. Yeah, so I had to, you know, take care of myself for the last 3 weeks because I tested positive for COVID, and so I got over all that as well. But it's real and it's serious, and people need to be wearing masks. You know, when you're around other people, please wear your mask.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you look better.
I'm doing very well now. Like I said,
Okay.
take a moment.
Okay, so let's see. Is there anybody you want to shout out?
Um, I want to shout out all my fans, everybody that's been rocking out with us for the last 24 years, all of those people that, you know, that's just been rocking out with us from the beginning. You know, I want to thank them so very much because, of course, without them, there wouldn't be a 112. So, yeah, those are the people that I would like to shout out. Everybody that, you know, I want to thank you for this interview. We are Instagram besties. So, you
Yes, you better know it. You better
know,
know it.
yeah. I would like to thank the fans. I would like to thank the fans because, you know, a lot of people don't realize that they are the ones that actually make, you know, you the quote unquote celebrity that you are. So that's
Mhm.
them. That's that's it. The celebs. I mean, the fan base. I'm sorry. That's the fan
The
base.
fan base, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's very humbling of you, Michael, because you could have easily been like, yo, shout out my cousin, shout out my, you know, my manager, shout out my, and you went ahead and directed that love back to the people that love you. We all love you, Michael. You know, we love 112. And the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you actually took that time, you know, that means a lot. So that's very humbling. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. The fans make everything move, man. So, you know, and I am not oblivious to that. Trust me, and it's not a game. I don't do the Hollywood smoke and mirrors shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a straight shooter, and I know where my blessings come from, Most High and the fan
Mm.
base. So,
Yes, sir. So, back to remember when we initially started this interview, which I'm really excited. You have an EP coming out. Tell us when. Tell us what is the hitter, what it's called. I've
mhm,
actually, you know, kind of heard it.
mhm, mhm,
Where can people stream it?
mhm.
Tell us about it. I'm so excited.
The new EP is called 112 Forever Slim and Mike. It'll be dropping August 28th, and it is we actually sequenced the album last night, and I went on a journey. I can't even front. Like, I knew that the records were hot, but to hear them all together with the interludes tying everything in together, because we took a different approach, like most artists, that other than most artists, which is when they do an EP, they just give you a throwaway record, you know, one that didn't make the album or something like that. It's like, oh man, just get these folk music. Slim and I, we took an approach like, man, this is an album. You know what I mean? It's just going to be, you know, 6, 7 songs or whatever, but this is an album, bro. So we have to take that same mentality. So we went in and we took that same mentality with it. And I needed it, especially with 2020, you know, 2020, you know, hating on everybody and stuff, man. So we can't do nothing. You know, we felt like the only thing that was going to keep us sane was to, you know, continue doing music. And so we put this EP out. It was for you guys, but at the same time, it was really for us and our therapy. You know what I mean? But yeah, the EP will be out August 28th. It's again, it's called 112 Forever, Slim and Mike, and we're excited. We are very excited.
I'm
Um,
actually extremely excited. So what we can do is we can go to where to stream it. Is it streamable any platform that you
yeah,
can pull up?
any platform, you got your Spotify's, your iTunes, your anywhere that streaming is available, that the album will be available to you.
I know that's right. So the 28th, you already know.
Yeah.
We have to go ahead and tune into that. We need to mark it on our calendars. Are we looking into any virtual concerts? Have you thought about that? Is that something that we could look into?
Yeah, absolutely. We were in the works with this company out in California. I honestly, forgive me, but I honestly do not know what the status is at that point. But there were talks of us doing a virtual concert tour, and I think it was supposed to be with Jagged Edge. Just us back and forth and whatnot. But I don't know the status of that, but I know that was something that was definitely in the works. So we'll see about that. We'll definitely see about that.
Okay, well, I'm excited. And just remember, Michael, there's always more than one ways to skin a cat. So,
Absolutely.
And you got the people out here waiting. We waiting on the 28th. So, we out here waiting. So might as well bring that heat.
Might as well. Huh? Let's do it.
Right. Don't let that stop you. Definitely don't let Rona stop you.
Yeah, exactly, man. Because Rona been acting up this year. But yeah, we're very excited about this project. We believe in this project, and we know that we got some hits on that album. So on that EP rather. Yeah. So yeah, we're excited. We're very excited.
I just want to say my favorite right now is For Us. So y'all know.
Yeah,
love it. And right now that's what we're pushing, because I feel like it's very, very, like you said, it's therapeutic for you and Slim to go ahead and put that time in, because right now we're all stuck at home. What new stuff do we have to hear? What loving artists do we have that we already love are popping stuff right now? And it's a great way to come together virtually and make sure that we jam out. We could use your hits to have a virtual event, and then you said you're planning a virtual concert. So that's a great way to strategize in the midst of COVID. Like a lot of people are stuck at home, and how can we bring that peace, that love, that unity, that, that love.
Absolutely.
Use it.
Yeah, use it, man. And that For Us is I think it's one of the best records on the album. I love all the songs, but that's definitely one that gets one that gets a very good reaction every time that we play that record. The message behind it is incredible. My daughter's in the video. My baby girl is in the video, so that's I wanted to highlight my little queen. And so yeah, I can't wait for people to see that. Now that comes out August 21st, so that's actually a couple of days away.
Yeah, Friday.
And it'll be on 112 Rebirth TV. So the circle back, that's where you'll be able to see the video.
Okay, well, I'll make sure to put it in there for everybody to see. It's important that we go ahead and plug. You said
112 Rebirth TV.
112 Rebirth TV. You already heard. So there's no excuse. We have it right here.
No excuses.
So yeah, Michael, it was a pleasure. I thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to sit down with me and just chop it up with me. So thank you.
No, thank you, Leslie. It was awesome. Again, like I said, we are Instagram besties, and hopefully we'll become outside of Instagram besties. So
yeah.
Thank you again. You've been a blessing to me. Peace.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow 112 on YouTube at 112 Rebirth TV.